Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Miscellaneous Gab, and today we're going to have a little bit of fun by imagining all the things that I would change about the Harry Potter series. Now, they're recasting, they're doing some reshooting, they're reimagining. It's been about 20, 30 years. It's about that time to reimagine things. So I'm gonna go through and talk about what things I would change because I like to tell stories about stories and we have imagination and that's fun. Some of this might be either book to movie adaptation, what I would change between the two. So follow along, put some butter in your beer, grab a popcorn, and make sure you tell me in the comments below what you would change about Harry Potter. Now, I came up with this idea approximately 1 hour ago, so hopefully it's good and I don't regret doing this. So let's start with like the most tame things I would change, things that maybe you could get behind before I venture off into like craziness, what the hell is she thinking territory. First things first is this is more of a book to movie adaptation. I really think that we need peeves. I think we need moving staircases. We introduced the moving staircases in movie 1 and they kind of stopped being a thing after that. They weren't important anymore. We need some tomfoolery about the castle. Thing with Peeves is not all the time, but sometimes in the books he would genuinely cause someone to miss class or show up with ink all over them. And I love the jokester nature of Hogwarts. You know, it adds to the mystery, it adds to the magic. The second thing I would change, this is also more of a book to movie adaptation, muggle clothes. Go away. You don't wear muggle clothes unless you are dressing like a muggle. What does that mean, Miss Hermione Granger? No Abercrombie jeans, no plaid, no sweater vests, wizard robes. Just wizard robes and witches hats and the little tie of the house that you're in. That's all we're wearing. One theme here is that we need to draw the contrast more, the wizarding world and the muggle world. The next thing that I think we just need in general in the Harry Potter universe is some more magical rules. The magical rules, they're a little bit tricky. So we have Gamp's Law of Transfiguration, which says that you can't conjure food. I don't know if that applies to water, but water is certainly conjured. Beverages of many sorts are conjured. I feel like we need these rules, these ceilings. A magic system is only as good as its limitations. Miss JK, she did not necessarily write these hard and fast rules to magic. We need just as many benefits to magic as we have downsides. Some more rules around the magic system where it's actually causing problems and raising the stakes. Quick note, if you're looking for a book series that actually has a great magic system, check out the Mistborn series by Brandon Sanderson. I wish I could go back and read it again for the first time. Other changes, these are also in no particular order. Draco Malfoy and Hermione Granger. Bear with me, I've never read the fan fiction. I like how we explored Hermione's love interest in Victor Crumb. Hermione can like, I just want some crossover, right? I want someone to be in love with a Slytherin or someone to be dating a Slytherin and to see what happens, or someone to be boinking a Slytherin, whatever's happening. Hermione, Draco, great. Or even just like the taste, right? They don't have to go there. They don't have to go there. They can toe the line. They can toe the line before the line. A little more questioning of loyalty. That's what makes these Gryffindors Gryffindor. So if we can question it, if we can make it harder to be a Gryffindor, wouldn't that make them all the more Gryffindor? Comment below with which unexplored Harry Potter fanfiction relationship you would like to see in this fictional retelling that we are putting on together. Are you guys ready? I feel like Sirius Black, obviously I would love to change the fact that he didn't die, but I also want him and Harry to have just hung out a little bit more. Maybe they got one summer together. They kicked it. That would honestly make it more tragic. It actually might have been more tragic if he did get to spend time, because Sirius Black in the books, in book 5, was a dick. He was like, you're less like your father than I thought, Harry, like kind of flaming him a little bit for wanting to like not get arrested. And the next thing that would need to change is, this is more of a book to movie thing. Battle for Hogwarts, the intrusion of Hogwarts in book 6, in movie 6. Actually, there's a lot I would change about movie 6 specifically, primarily just making it not awful. But we basically get no real payoff for what Draco is up to, because in the movies, they don't show that a bunch of Death Eaters came in and fucked shit up. That's when Bill became a werewolf. That's when Fenrir Greyback bit him. That's when Harry, Hermione, and Jenny could have become unalived if they hadn't drank the Felix Felicis potion that Harry gave them before he went off to go do weird shit with Dumbledore. We really need to hate Bellatrix more. That's kind of another thing. She wasn't hateable enough in the movies. In the books, she's so despicable. Once you see what she does to Neville Longbottom's family when she tortures Hermione. Here are my two great ideas. Bear with me. These are weird. Both concern the fifth book, which I think is one of the best books, not the best movie adaptation. And it was a really long book, so I get it. This is in regards to the fifth book, but it kind of has to do with everything. So the time turners, right? What were those really about? The time turners are a plot device. They're a plot convenience for how they were going to go back and save Sirius. And there's this whole other story about Hermione using them to do homework. You have the ability to turn back time and you give it to some bitch to do her homework. So that's fine if there's a payoff. Now, the only payoff, except it's not a payoff, that when they go into the Department of Mysteries, all the time turners get smashed. Okay, so there's no more time turners. Probably to avoid other like questions. Hey, could we put these things to fucking use? Maybe these time turners were just used for homework purposes, for litigation, whatever. We need to establish really clearly in book 3 and movie 3 what they're used for. What are the hard and fast rules of time turners so it doesn't seem so crazy that this 13-year-old is literally given the power of God, that no one else is, I don't know, murder you know who in his crib. I get it. Sure, you can't go back and alter history. Here's my genius idea. In book 5, there's a bit of mystery. What is going on at the Department of Mysteries? Why does Harry keep dreaming about a door at the end of a long corridor? What is this weapon that you know who wants? Harry thinks he's the weapon. So we know the big mystery around book 5 is that you know who is after a weapon, something he didn't have last time. The Order of the Phoenix knows what the weapon is. Harry doesn't know. It turns out to be the fucking prophecy. Really? That's what Sirius died for? So lame. Just for a prophecy, neither can live while the other survives. Who cares? Of course. Literally, even if that prophecy didn't exist, Voldemort would still go out and murder Harry simply because that makes him look bad. If Voldemort is taking over, like, there is no world in which Harry is alive. So this prophecy that just says, like, it has to happen, what would have happened if they didn't hear the prophecy? The same exact thing. Here's my gold, my story gold, guys. Here's what we do. There's still the mystery around a weapon, okay? There's a weapon at the Department of Mysteries. The weapon is the fucking wall of time turners. Order of the Phoenix wants the wall. They want to obtain these time turners, but the ministry is being all like, you know who's not back. So they have to move in stealth. They want that. They want that weapon because they're like, you know what? I know we said we would never alter the course of history. This guy's back. We got to get rid of this asshole once and for all. Okay, we're going to bend the rules. We're kind of enemies with the government anyway, so it's okay. We're going to go back and we are going to murk Mr. Tommy Riddle Jr. in his bed. That's the weapon. And you know who is also after the weapon because he has no morals. If he has a bunch of time turners, he could go back and kill Harry. He could make it so that he never disappeared in the first place. The world would look very different if you know who had not been gone for like 10, 11 years. That's the weapon, guys. That is such a better weapon than some stupid prophecy that Professor Trelawney made one night. Here's the conflict. Time turners are the weapon that you know who is after, and at the same time, the Order of the Phoenix knows he's after that because who knows, maybe time turners were invented during the period of time that you know who was gone. Maybe they're like on their beta release. Only students are only using them to do homework or to take more classes. Guys, brilliant. And they haven't perfected them. But you know who doesn't care because he's like, you know what? I'll figure it out. I'll make it better. The world is mine. At the same time, the Order of the Phoenix is like, we have to stop him from getting these time turners. While we're at it, let's get the time turners ourselves and put an end to him, and then we'll destroy them straight. Nicholas Flamel, Sorcerer's Stone, can't have that power style. That's what they're after. And then they get smashed. So then no one gets their way. You know who's still there. Harry has to kill him. And the rest of the books can literally unfold as they do. But how freaking cool is that? Maybe I shouldn't be posting this. HBO, let me know. Give me your number and we can chat about this. Second to last one. This is also in Harry Potter 5. In my opinion, J.K. Rowling like just wants Harry to suffer as much as possible. Any person he's loved dies. Any stability he's ever known, goodbye. Abused as a child, hello. His first love, Cho Chang, it kind of just fizzles out. It's weird. It's like he wants her and then he gets her and then she's crying and then he no longer wants her because she cries and has emotion and then she gets jealous of Hermione, which is stupid because you all know they've been friends for so long. It's a bad soap opera. Draco. In Harry Potter 5 book, they have Dumbledore's army. They're meeting in secret to just rebel against Umbridge and teach actual defense. Harry has absolutely negative 1,000 game, no game. So he has no game. It fizzles out. And then his only other love interest is Jenny, which in the books makes sense. In the movies, no sense. Okay, that's another thing I would change. Jenny. When Dumbledore's army gets betrayed, it's because Cho's bitch ass friend, Marietta Edgecombe's mom or dad works for the ministry and she rats. She rats, and that's how the Inquisitorial Squad, Umbridge, Draco, what have you, can infiltrate the room of requirement. They get in trouble, and then that also leads to the flight of Dumbledore. This would also make Dolores Umbridge such a bigger bitch than she already is. We know she's torturing students. We know she's giving them Verita serum to get them to tell the truth. She starts bringing in Cho Chang, question her, maybe uses a little Verita serum, maybe uses a different potion of some sort. She starts to like feed Cho this psychoactive thing. Then she starts some like psyops on her, saying, you know, right, that Cedric was actually not killed by you know who, and the only reason why this is part of the conversation is because Harry, your new boyfriend, is crazy. He's a crazy narcissist. He's a liar. He really killed Cedric. Dumbledore helped him cover it up. Their excuse is that horrible negligence because, right, they wanted to bring the Triwizard Tournament back and students had died, so they had to have all these rules. They're like, this will look really bad for Hogwarts, really bad for the Triwizard Tournament. So they're just like, let's make something up that no one can prove, and that's that you know who came back. There's no proof. So they start telling her stuff. They start getting into her mind. They start infiltrating her mind, turning her into a weapon against Harry, much like Peeta Mellark in Hunger Games. They're conditioning her to believe that Harry is the real enemy and Umbridge is the hero. Maybe they even tell her Cedric's still alive, but Harry becomes the enemy, and then Cho double crosses Harry. But at this point, they've gone farther in their relationship. Harry's actually in love, and then he gets betrayed, and then he really has nothing and no one. And she sold out the DA, and she's the reason why Dumbledore had to go. Tell me that is more interesting. Tell me that's more interesting. Last one. So I was actually consulting with my sister, Miscellaneous Grace. You may have seen her in one of my other videos. I was asking her, like, what would we change about Harry Potter? She said that she would change where Ron didn't leave and ditch Harry and Hermione in book and movie 7, because that's like a really shitty thing to do. It made Hermione really sad, and it was really sad. And I said, okay, well, you can't just change things because they're sad and they're inconvenient to you. You have to have like a better thing. If you read the 7th book, if you watch the 7th movie to a degree, they would have all died if Hermione had had an off day. If she hadn't been doing her thing with her magic Mary Poppins bag, if she hadn't been figuring out where to go, doing all the incantations, packing up all their shit, being their mom for none of the credit, just to get snapped at by Ron because he misses home cooked meals, just to get undermined by Harry. Hey, let me call you back in 2 minutes. Okay, anyway, sorry, that was my dad. My whole thing should be, instead of Ron leaving because life carried on, they were just a bit more sad, why not Hermione leave? Hermione gets fed up, and maybe it intersects with the Draco. It intersects with the Crumb romance. Why would Hermione ever go for Ron? Maybe she leaves. You guys are so ungrateful. I literally modified my parents' memory to be here. Goodbye. And I could have gone safely to Australia with them and been safe. And look what I'm doing here. That's a true Gryffindor. And you guys don't respect me. You're taking advantage of me, and you don't see everything I do for you. I'm going to leave. Goodbye. And then she leaves. And then maybe Ron like becomes more mature and becomes the man that Hermione deserves, and then their romance makes sense. And that's maybe when they go to Godric's Hollow. Hermione wasn't there to stand on business. Anyway, those are the things I would change about Harry Potter. This is part 1. I'm sure if I think about it for 1 additional hour, I'll probably come up with so much more. So let me know if you want to see a part 2. Make sure you check out my other Harry Potter videos, and let me know in the comments what you would change if you were to redo all of Harry Potter. Please like, subscribe, and comment. It helps me out so much. I love all you guys. Okay,